Today we are going to talk about misalignment. It's not a person, it's a thing.
Hi, and welcome to Light for Life. If you are returning to our channel, thank you. We value and appreciate you. Our aim is to shine a bright light on your inner splendor and assist to connect you to your magnificence via what we intend to be enlightened sharing, potentially educational, and hopefully entertaining information, as well as encouragement for new perspectives. If you are new here, you are most welcome. We do hope that you will find our content highly beneficial and enjoyable. I am Liss. I'm a science of mind practitioner and a teacher of various healing modalities applicable to all aspects of the self and this life.
And I am Lori. I am a holistic wellness researcher and educator. Welcome to Connections with Liss and Lori. We use the space to offer our perspective regarding multiple different topics that we certainly hope you find inspiring. What might be really handy is if you have already watched our recording regarding honor, because I feel they are related. When we start talking about misalignment, we are also looking at, similar to what we did in honor, we're looking at where we're coming from. Are we coming from a place of where our thoughts and emotions and our actions and our deeds are aligned with the divine? Are they aligned with frustration, judgment, anger, ego? When we start exploring perhaps what alignment is or what misalignment is, we really kind of have to know where we're starting from, right? We have to know where our center is, where our core drive is coming from. If our core drive is coming from a sloppy hot mess that judges everything and everyone, I don't know that we're going to see a consistent, positive path that feels right and good and true and productive and is really beneficial to our lives. So, where are we physically? Where are we emotionally? Where are we mentally? Where are we spiritually? Is it all in harmony? Is it working for us? Are we seeing good outcomes from where we're coming from? Chances are there might be a few no's in there. Maybe work isn't going so well, or maybe a relationship isn't going so well, and there's a little bit of misalignment. And I think that can play out in all areas of our life. I think most of the time people notice it physically, but it really is a trickle down from something going on spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. If we're not quite sure where our core is, where our compass is, I think it's really easy to fall out of alignment. And simultaneously, it can be really easy to align back up again.
Lori, yes. I find that alignment is a topic that is spoken of as though it's easy peasy. Just align with it. And yes, that's possible if a lot has gone before. But I think so much of our personal experience, our relationships, and the world at large is a reflection, total misalignment. So much is not aligned. So how in the world can we align with our highest and our best and what's great if we haven't aligned in all the various aspects of, first of all, ourselves, and then secondly, that which is greater than us? So how often do we hold a certain thought, but we feel completely differently about it, and then our actions don't match either what we think or what we feel. So, to use your expression, it's a hot mess of misalignment because we're doing things that are incongruous with how we actually feel, and how we feel is not what we've decided we think. So, that would be step one in terms of alignment. To align with ourselves sufficiently to actually be able to, first of all, recognize, and then secondly, honor that which we truly do want, believe, know, value, and then making a practice of aligning our thoughts with that, and aligning our emotions with that, and then aligning our deeds with that. Otherwise, we are just living in a chaotic disaster, and at best on good intentions that we don't and can't, quite frankly, flesh out.
Mm.
And that's before we even start looking at the greater energetic alignment in which we're going to try and draw things in and flesh things out. So we have to start first with the mental, emotional, and physical alignment within ourselves, with ourselves, and then start extending that to aligning with our higher values, our greatest desires, our dreams and aspirations. And perhaps then we can begin looking at how to achieve energetic alignment.
Mm. Yeah, you raised a good point. How can we draw things into our lives that we say we want and we think that we want, and sometimes we really know that we want, if it's all discombobulated and it's not a cohesive, coherent plan. um you know, the more that we can really be aware of what our thoughts are, and bring awareness to how it is that we're feeling, I think that's where we can really find where our discomforts are. And anytime there's a discomfort, there's a misalignment, right? So if we have, um, gosh, just about anything, if we've got a chronic something, a chronic pain, a chronic pattern that keeps occurring in our lives, um, uh, even something as simple as a lack of clarity or a lack of direction chronically and consistently can be an indication that something isn't lined up. There isn't a succinct pattern that we've established to, you know, coherently carry out our mission, carry out our plan of success, carry out our what it is that we want to manifest, when we're over here mentally and we're over here spiritually and we're over here physically. And it can really feel very uncomfortable. And as we always say, wherever there's discomfort, don't run from it, dive into it. If there is a discomfort, whether it's mental or emotional or physical, um, explore that discomfort, talk to it, ask it what it might have to say. Why are we feeling this way? Why is this so uncomfortable? Why does the situation make me so uncomfortable? And I think for me, that's one of the ways that I can pretty quickly find out where I'm coming from. Usually it's a place of ego. You know, I'm trying so hard to figure something out, or I'm putting so much energy and effort into something from a place of ego and wondering why it's not working. It's not in alignment with what I really want. Trying is my first, for me, trying is my first cue that no, stop trying. Recenter, really start to listen, fall into the discomfort of why it's not working. And I can really usually pretty quickly get back on track. dive into the discomfort.
Yes, because it's a message of love.
Mm.
It's a message for our healing. It's a message for our growth. Our most uncomfortable physical symptoms, our deepest, darkest, most painful emotions, our most chaotic thoughts, they're all messages of love to help to bring us into greater alignment. That's their purpose. That's the purpose they serve. Nothing is ever a punishment. It's all always love. Always. We're just blinded to it.
Right.
And the thing is, unless and until we have aligned our mental realm, our emotional realm, and our physical realm, we can't begin to align energetically. And it is in the energetic field that those distortions are actually formed. And that's what a misalignment is. It's a distortion in the channel. It's like static. It's like white noise. It's a twist. So there is no harmonious energy flow. And like with all things, that has to start within us. We have energy centers in our body where all of that collects and is held. And some of those centers are so ignored and so distorted that our energy body, personally, what radiates from us, looks like this. It's all wonky. It's not a clear channel.
Yeah.
And it's about bringing time, attention, love, and healing, correction, and alignment to each of those centers. Because once we're truly aligned with ourselves, then yes, it's that easy peasy to align with what we would like from the greater energy field and to have a clear channel through which that can flow. So that's where the inner work begins. But I find that so many people want to achieve energetically what they're not prepared to effort for mentally, emotionally, and physically. Because as much as trying is an indication of force, efforting is required, right? We're here in a physical dimension. Our effort, our expense of energy is required. But is it a flow?
Right.
Is it an aligned flow?
Right.
Or some sort of distortion field? That's the question. And all
Mm-hmm.
discomfort is distortion.
I couldn't agree more. And I really feel as though when we are putting forth effort and it almost seems effortless is a really good indication that we really are in the flow. When we're trying and trying and trying and trying and it's just not working, there's no surrender there. You're not in the actual flow of whatever it is that you're thinking the outcome is going to be. And I'm thinking of the quote, life is what happens when we're busy making plans. There's so much trying and there's so much effort that goes into, trying to be successful and trying to, be the best versions of ourselves and trying. And, what if it's really no different than anything else? It's surrendering to the trying and really going into the discomfort, going deep inside, seeing what our next step is, and just merely putting one foot in front of the other.
And I think sometimes part of the problem is that we just pay too much mind to things that don't need us to do so. We all have things we have to do every day. Maybe you have to go to a job that doesn't exactly make your heart sing. Maybe you have to clean a filthy house, which is your least favorite thing to do. Maybe. Whatever it is, we all have those things in our lives, right? But do we have to pay them mind? Most of the time, we don't need to. We have this amazing autopilot switch that we can just put on. Just do the thing. Just do the thing. Let's not make it such a big deal. Let's rather use our minds to put where the focus is actually going to be beneficial. Instead of focusing on, I wish I didn't have to do this. This is so lousy. This is so boring. I don't like this. I didn't want to have to do this. Why do I have to do this? And all of that. What an expense of the power of the mind. What a waste. So
Yeah.
maybe I don't feel like doing the dishes. Maybe that's horrible effort that I'm not in the mood for. But if I can get into autopilot mode and just do the dishes, guess what I find? I actually find it can be quite meditative. I actually find that I can find some flow, not just in the task, but in myself.
Mm-hmm.
The inspiration that arises. So I think of the way I feel, the song I'm singing while I'm washing the dishes. There are so many ways that we can just align with what is best for us without terribly much effort. It's just a choice. What is my attention on?
Mm-hmm.
What am I aligning with?
Mm-hmm. And it's a bit of acceptance, isn't it? You know, we accept that if we want a clean house, we actually have to take action and clean the house. You know, like you said,
Yeah.
some parts of life do require some effort. But cleaning the house does not require loathing. I loathe cleaning the toilets. Well, I want clean toilets. So I am going
Yeah.
to do the best job that I can do while I'm cleaning. And I always notice the same thing, especially when I'm doing something repetitive, like wiping the windows or cleaning the floor. That repetitive motion, there's a flow there.
Yeah.
There
Yes.
is an energy there that can take you places
Yes.
that you probably would be surprised.
Yes. It's actually lifting. It's
Uh-huh.
lifting. For me, when the house is cleaned, it's not only better physically because
Yeah.
it's clean, it's better energetically.
Yeah.
It feels new. It has a sparkle. And yes,
Mhm.
something quite magical about it. You're quite
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's an
And
energetic
sometimes,
dance in a way.
right. And sometimes all we have to do is just start. Just put that one foot in front of the other, and the dance unfolds right before you.
Beautiful, yes.
Thank you for connecting with Light for Life. If you appreciate reminders, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can receive those notifications. If you would like to work with one of us, you can find our contact information in the About section of this channel.
Yes, thank you for connecting with Light for Life. Please share your insights, your questions, and your comments with us in the comment section below. We value your feedback. And we really hope that we will see you for our next episode. We upload one every Thursday. Until then, bye-bye and be joyful.
Until we connect again, we send you love and light.